think we're citizens and residents because of these delusions. If you can get people to accept this BS, you don't need to exert that much force. In fact, if you put the delusions over well enough, you can get your victims to apply the force for you, which is exactly what police and tax agents do. A tragic example of getting the victim to do the force for you is someone like Pat Tillman. If you don't know where Pat Tillman played for the Cardinals. He's a pretty good example. Tragic one though. Thought he was fighting for his country. And even when someone does that, when the victim exposes or when the victim uses the violence against other victims for the controllers, they wind up getting shot by friendly fire, they call it. And did they tell the truth? No. So here the guy walks away from $1 million contract playing with the Cardinals, who eventually actually did get to the Super Bowl. Throws it all away to go kill people he's never met in Afghanistan. And they lie to his family about what happened. If you think they're going to stand by you because you defend them, well, the Constitution says I have rights and this, they're not going to stand behind you. Think of Pat Tillman. So this gets back to what I asked earlier. Is it possible to program people have emotional responses? And I think we know that it is. And anyone with any understanding of human psychology knows this is possible. You can see and hear examples of it every day, especially if you're listening to a mainstream radio show where I'm a guest. You'll hear it all the time. The funny thing is, if I say 1 + 1 = 3, how many people in here are going to get angry with me? This guy. Get him out of here, Sam. Okay, but most people, if I say 1 + 1 = 3, most people will dismiss me as an idiot unless I can convince you I'm the president. Then it's okay. Then it's okay. But you usually don't get offended by statements like that. But it's different if I say there's no such thing as citizens or illegal aliens. I don't know, the anger, why be personally offended? I did an article called There's No Such Thing as an Illegal Alien. How can there be an illegal alien? I'm looking at Steph. How can there be an illegal alien unless there are citizens in states? Now, can anyone prove that there are citizens in states? So can anyone prove that there's an illegal alien? See, it's okay to let Steph speak now. He's good.
I'll try to do English.
But why the anger? Where does it come from? And why defend the very people who are living off of you as a parasite? They've programmed you. Plain and simple. You've been programmed. We've all been programmed. Okay? The difference with these lies, it becomes a part of who we are. If I didn't get angry when my parents told me, I found out that my parents lied that it was Santa Claus. Yeah, I beat the shit out of them, but I didn't get angry. And depending on your perspective, the apparent human need to bond and belong to a group is either a curse or a blessing. It's all perception. To those who want to control and feed off of us, it's certainly a blessing and one they cash in on every day. Think about how many times a friend has asked you about how a certain sports team did by asking, how did we do? As if you're a part of that damn team. As if you had anything to do with that team winning. Kind of, because they stole your money to pay for the stadium. And I think this is why I'm interested really in only individual type sports. I really like Olympic weightlifting. Because I gotta tell you, if anyone ever said, it just sounds so stupid. Demas performed, he competed today? How did we do? Do you see how ridiculous it is to think that I'm a part of this guy lifting? And you watch the Olympics, you're like, he's brought the whole nation of Greece together. I don't mean to offend anybody Greek in here. And I think with sports teams, they must be laughing at everyone. They get politicians to steal your energy. They use it to build stadiums. And then they charge you to watch them play. You even pay to park your car. So then while they receive millions for scoring more points than the other team, you think, we won! What did you win? What the hell did you get? If one is synonymous with what the TSA is doing, then you did win. You got it good. So calling people, well, people calling themselves government, they're not stupid. And that's, because there are people who think, very public people who think that they're of the opinion that the government we see is stupid, so they can't pull off something like 9/11. They're so stupid, you're going to continue paying them 90% of your energy, your time. They're so incompetent, you keep paying them. Who's the stupid one? You got to ask, yeah? They're so incompetent, allegedly, that they are able to get trillions of dollars of your energy with minimal force. That is not stupid. That is very, very smart. And then they turn around and they poke fun at us. Not everyone recognizes they're laughing at us. Donald Rumsfeld, September 10th, 2001. We can't account for 2.3 trillion. It's gone. It's gone. Next day, the Pentagon's hit. You can watch any TV show with cops. There are no coincidences. $2.3 trillion. How does it disappear? 2.3 trillion. They're laughing at us. They're laughing. If I didn't sign for the meal last night, the bartender would lose his job. This guy is admitting to losing 2.3 trillion. So the difference is when you're not a normal person, you don't lose your job. You get to steal trillions more, lose it, destroy a couple of buildings, and then have people put flags all over their cars and give you trillions more to lose. Oh, and you can submit to humiliating body cavity searches when you travel. But the French, you gotta call them freedom fries, right? These delusions differ from the Santa Claus one because they become a part of our identity. My saying 1 + 1 is 3 doesn't affect your identity in any way. But getting it to affect your identity is how you get people to kill strangers. They'll kill for you, and they'll kill people they've never met and know nothing about. You remember the famous line that Muhammad Ali said. I don't want to, I'm not going to say it, but basically, ain't no Viet Cong ever called me a... He's right on the money. And what's always gotten me is how they can get people to kill like that. If you ever watch the old movies like The Revolution, nobody can convince me this is not thinning the herd. It's population control. And it always follows, or is right near, a high inflationary period. Watch them marching into cannon fire. How do you get men to leave their families and march to cannons? And if you doubt for a moment that war is not by choice to make a profit, I want to turn your attention to World War I during Christmas. Is anyone familiar with the Christmas armistice? If that does not convince you, I'm going to just mention it for a bit. They stopped. In the middle of a battle, they stopped fighting. Some even played football, as the legend goes. You've got men who are trying to kill each other and they stopped. It's about thinning the herd. See, stupid people are not the ones getting people to kill for them over 4 damn pieces of paper. They understand human behavior, and damn it, they understand it pretty well. And they understand it better than most of us in this room. They've done their groundwork, and the victims now do most of the work for them. So I coined a phrase called residual tyranny. And it's similar to in sales, when you make a sale.